Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with, well, the final thing for Macross Delta, not yet the final thing for Macross as a whole. Well, the main storyline of Macross as a whole is, I guess, done here with Delta until the new thing arrives. And then we move into the side bit of Macross 2. But we've done the Macross Delta rankings, and I'm sorry to say, Lessons, that we don't have any audience involvement in this one. This one is just you and I.
Ooh. Wow.
Well, some very heated opinions in the comment section about Macross Delta. So I guess thankfully we didn't get people showing up just to hit ones on everybody.
True enough.
But anyway, we come with character rankings and top 5 episodes apiece. And of course, we go through our ranking system, which is to say we rank them on 5 different categories, which is distinctive personality, compelling backstory, iconic visual design, emotional resonance, as well as significant character development. And then looking over at the board I already have up on screen, there will be character images in different categories ranking from F to S, where the top score a character can get is 50, and the lowest score they can get is a 5. They will have bars next to the character images, kind of like our guy Dan here, our example character. That will be shaded gray if me and Lessons rank them the same, yellow if I rank them higher, and it's actually purple if Lessons score them higher. Let me just change that real quick, because that's based on a different thing. I didn't have it there. And anyway, and they will also have a bar next to, or an arrow next to them, if the point difference between what me and Lessons say is, say, 5 points, and then an extra arrow for every 5-point difference therein. And again, if me and Lessons, if I score someone, say, like a 5, and Lessons scored them a 10, there's going to be no arrow, because that is not greater than 5 points, that is 5 points. So technically, 6 points difference. You got that?
It's at +5, not at 5.
Well, like in, sorry, this only work for you and me, when we played Iron Claw, right? 4 or greater, 6 or greater. So greater than 5 is still 6 or greater. I guess I could put that in math parlance, but as we've already indicated in the past, you're not very good at math. So no reason to do that, and that might just be more confusing to see on screen. So that said, are you ready? All right, let's go ahead and F tier. Where we have Gula and Harry Takasugi, who you ranked pretty high.
Yeah, there was
pretty high above F tier.
Those two guys. Yeah, they're always in the backdrop. The other thing that I was about to say.
Yeah, they're always backshotting each other.
Yeah, I expected more people back here. Down here, I should say.
You're going to be very surprised by this board, and all I can say, Lessons, is it's all your fault.
Oh, okay.
I liked Gula. He was a one-off character, but I feel like he was a one-off character with, like, impetus.
To get killed, yes.
Well, his name's Gula. What do you want? He was either going to be a serial killer or a guy who died.
Nobody going to feed them ghouls.
All right, into D tier.
It's a big one, yeah.
Again,
I guess
the only arrows are yours, Lessons.
Yeah, consistently rank people higher.
Yeah.
Except for Norman.
Again, in a show where you thought most people were going to be in F tier. A lot of people are going to be in F tier.
Well, I thought that they did leave an impression on me that was a little more. Although, I guess you ranked Theo higher than I did, but still D tier. Even though he's a twin. So it should be the same tier?
No. But he's not the one that I have disagreement on. Like, technically he's the lower of the two, in my opinion. But you apparently didn't think much of him to begin with. And of course, we apparently agreed on Beth over here, who I thought was the cuter of the God, what do you call them again? They're not like, I guess they're desk rats. They're not
Yeah,
like
because they're
bridge crew
not.
anymore.
No, Yuri is, and I think O'Brien is, but Muscat, I don't
I
think
thought
she
she
was
was the
on the
cuter
bridge.
of them, but apparently you went ahead and
Yeah,
voted, what's her name over here, higher.
O'Brien. Yeah,
So I'm
O'Brien.
zoomed out far enough that I can't, to try and keep everybody in the frame. I gotta say zoomed out far enough that I can't see. And this is not like all the other Macross shows where I say, oh, I know everybody. No, I can't remember a lot of people anymore. All right, well then off to C tier. That's right.
Clearly, yeah,
You thought Qua
Burger.
Rule was higher than I did for some reason. Here's the thing, is that I'm not saying that I was intentionally trying to vote people low. I thought I put them exactly where I thought they would go. But you apparently liked a lot of people. Ironically,
Yeah,
the people from the movie, too. Sydney Know Nothing over here, you liked more than I did. Cromwell, you liked more than I did.
I think on visual language, that's the part that I really like.
I ranked him pretty damn high on his iconic appearance. It's a badass look. You still ranked him higher. Are you noticing what I'm talking about before, though? Yet?
Yeah, that I'm the one who's ranking most people higher.
Yeah, you've got all the arrows. You're not ranking them just
Although,
a little bit higher. You're ranking them higher enough where they're getting a point difference visible.
yeah. Although, yeah, you got Burger Stone higher than me, of course.
Of course, I like this character. Also, Zhao over here, he's the one who gets injured and we thought was dead for a while. And he's alive by the end, just injured on the surface. That's the difference between the two. He just goes on normal aerial night business. This guy gets taken down and has a storyline on the planet. All right, to B tier.
Pretty large.
A lot of people we agreed with. Gramia, his son, Hines, Royd, Best Girl.
Ariane?
And, more arrows. Chuck. I guess that's the only arrow that I can remember. Hellman's own.
Interesting that you put Exodal so high.
We put Exodal. Remember, the element that there's no arrow difference implies that you're within 5 points of me.
True.
It means I voted him higher, which is like a couple of points, but at the same time, you agreed he should be in B tier.
Well, yeah, I'm not surprised that I put him there. I'm surprised that you put him there because you don't like the Centrati or Centran designs going all the way back to Do You Remember Love? And this is a continuation of that.
I don't like the design. Well, I don't like the change of having little red dude instead of big green headed guy. But to be fair, that is the coolest looking version of the big green guy that we've gotten so far. That's like Wing Commander. I just like Exodal, so I'm not like focusing on the appearance shit anymore. And of course, I voted Siren higher than you.
He doesn't do much except that final. Well,
she's got the backstory from being the clone thing in the ship. Plus, she's that character development. She's got an attitude that kind of shows what kind of person she's going to be.
But to me, it was literally a clone of Freya. So, although she's a clone
it's
of
not.
all,
She's a clone of everybody, essentially. Well, here, she just got Freya's attitude and kind of look.
And possible lifetime too.
Oh no, she will have that lifetime. She's got Rune.
Yeah,
implying she is a Windemirian.
Yeah. I wonder if I've been wondering this if you do get it because they're all protoculture. So if you get a half Windemirian, would a half Windemirian live longer than a regular Windemirian?
Probably. They probably also wouldn't be as strong and probably wouldn't have all the other benefits.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right, into A tier. That's right.
Max.
Couple of double arrows. Because, in fact, you really did like Walkir a lot.
I like the characters.
So we both thought Bogue should be exactly where he is. I apparently raised Max a little bit. But despite Makumo's mystery being basically not that fun, You
I mean, it
thought,
wasn't bad. The fact that she's a clone.
eh,
What were you expecting her mystery to be?
I don't think there's any point discussing that because we discussed it through the entirety of the show. Every episode, we would talk about what we thought her mystery would be. And I'm saying it's not as
Was it?
satisfying as what it turned out to be.
Oh, I liked it.
Also, her characterization is pretty boring. She's a
No,
mystery.
it's
That's it. That's her character.
yeah.
And once her mystery is solved, she's 3 years old. It's like, oh, that's not better character. And then she stops doing all the enigma shit after we find out who she really is.
There's no more mystery to her.
No, the enigma shit of why she's floating around in in front of the ruins, buck naked and not breathing. Like, she just stops doing that kind of shit. Now she's 3 years old. She doesn't know what a joke is or what food tastes like, you know? It's like, that's less interesting. Also, with 3 episodes left to go, her age. Like, again, you would think she was going to die because her age is the number of episodes she has left. 1 year for every episode. And again, you really thought Konami was right up there with her. The real surprise is Messer, my boy.
It was pretty interesting. In fact, I thought that you would push him all the way to S, but
That's what I'm saying. That's the
I guess
surprise,
not.
is that you voted him so much higher. Again, I thought I put everybody exactly what I thought. Because again, it's not me pushing them to S or me pushing them to A. It's me giving them a score in each category. So I'm not like putting my scores thinking, this isn't high enough. I better bump him up a couple of points somewhere. It's me saying, okay, this is about a 7 here. This is about a 6 here. I'm not giving any regard to what their overall thing is going to be, because that'd be kind of cheating, in my opinion. All right, well, I guess going into S tier, as per what I've been screwing around with the last couple of times, who do you think is going to be there?
Freya.
That's it?
I mean, who else can it be? Johnson is already there. The rest of the everyone else in Walcourt is down, including Mikumo. The rest of the squadron,
Just off
we
the
already
top of your
seen.
head, Lessons. Don't go looking over the whole board. We don't have time for it. Off the
Yeah,
top of
just
your head,
Freya.
just Freya.
Freya.
That's all
Yeah.
you got. Okay. And it's just Freya. That wasn't a me working shit up thing either. I don't remember. I made this all and then I blocked it off. So I did not remember if it was just Freya or not.
She's
And-
straight by at 45.
Yep. On your behest, Jen, because whatever the point difference is, if you would put her 1 point lower, we know that she'd be in 44. Next to
Yep.
Max.
Or higher than. Well, next two, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, she'd be next to Max regardless. That's how math works. All right, and of course we got the big board up here, which I don't know why you were confused by when we were starting the recording, because it's been the same thing every time, the big Macross board.
I just forgot.
I was gonna do a thing where I put like little groups of people off to the side, like, this is the rankings of all the pets of Macross, or here's all of the villains and the order that we've ranked them over time. But it just didn't seem worthwhile. One, you can see them on the main board. And I guess they're kind of what you would expect. Although I would say, in hindsight, in my opinion, Sharon Apple doesn't deserve an S rank tier. But I'm not going to do a thing where, hey, we're at the end, let's re-rank everybody. Can you imagine how long that would take to go through that form?
Yeah.
I would say, in hindsight, Sharon Apple is like a B tier character.
Oh, they're all ladies except for
Gould.
There we have all of these. A lot of characters. And this is not even the most populated series that we're doing. By far.
Well, it won't be either. Like, we'll finish Gundam and Legends of the Galactic Heroes will still probably defeat it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right,
By
well,
a wide margin.
that is the board, and obviously the board will be linked down below, as per the normal thing, so you don't have to like squint your way into seeing what's on this little thing beneath us. That said, though, sorry, just a quick note on the overall board. Exidol Fulmo went from being a 27 C tier character. His appearance in the movie bumped him up to 36. He's now a B tier character. So he's gone from a up here, dipped down, come back up again. Maximilia Genius went from a 34, a B tier character, up to a 43. Now he's an A tier character. I think he has just been a rise. As I was saying, we come back with our top 5 episode listing for Macross Delta.
Yeah.
I think you should probably go first. And when you
Okay.
say them, list them by their episode number first so I can write it down.
Yeah. Well, I'll start with number 5, which is episode 2, Resolution Audition. Having arrived on planet Ragna with Hayate, Freyna receives special permission in the final auditions to Walkur. Meanwhile, Hayate is recruited by Delta Flight due to his skills in the previous battle. He's hesitant, he doesn't like fighting or following orders, but agrees that he can have the chance to fly again. Freya is told that she failed the audition, and on the train, on the passengers appear to contract the viral infection. Freya uses her song to calm the infected passenger, which is revealed to be a ruse to test her singing under pressure. Having passed, Freya becomes an official member of Walkur.
I can say it's not on my list, but I did think about it. Although, to be fair, actually, I didn't remember that was episode 2.
I mean, it's a significant character development establishing episode. It's before, sadly, we get the, test episode. And it's like, oh, yeah, because the reason why I actually meant to be here is because space magic. Oh, he kind of earned it. We could have had him, failing and succeeding and whatnot. Yeah, we got the puke sequence. Still, it felt too contracted considered what we could have done with it, right? A little bit more of that,
Well, the reason I was going to possibly put it on the list was because it kind of sets the tone for what we thought the show was going to be like. I would say it kind of diverges from there a bit, but it's a bit of importance and not just happy-go-luckiness of what episode 1 kind of felt like.
Until, Centrale went crazy and started killing everybody.
But I mean, we start with that, too. We start with that, we end with that. All right, well then, my number 5 is episode 18, Sense Emergence. Is that on your list?
Oh.
Delta Flight and Walkir arrive on planet Voldor to investigate the protocultural ruins, but the aerial knights arrive for their own experiment. Freya and Hayate are captured by Kasim, who questions Windemir's ambitions for galactic conquest and releases them. Makumo begins to regain her memories and starts singing, activating the ruins and triggering a battle between Delta Flight and the aerial knights. A singing battle causes the ruins to overload across the Singer cluster, with Makumo overpowering Hines and causing the Voldir ruins to explode.
Now that you think about it, it's like, oh, I guess they didn't need that particular. They had more ruins locations that needed because they still carried out their plans with the other ruins. So never see them like, oh, we're not that strong because that one ruin has been destroyed, right?
Well, it's also for me the conversation between Kasim and Freya and Hayate, which kind of makes that episode pretty good. Look,
again,
we're both working with pretty weak episode 5s. I'm not number 5 for the moment, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because yours is based on the train thing in the test. Mine is based on the conversation because I think that's the humanizing moment for Kasim outside of what his thoughts are during just the aerial knights talking to themselves scenes.
Yeah, outside of the orchard, yeah.
All right, your number 4?
4 is episode 4, a shocking debut stage. Freya is to debut as a member of Walkur as a concert on planet Randall. Everything goes well until the aerial knights strike during the mass VAR outbreak among the new UN Spacey Nuns forces. Mikumo and Freya begin singing in unison to stop the outbreak, and the other Walkur observers observe how Freya's song seems to amplify Mikumo's, managing to suppress the VAR outbreak on their own. Meanwhile, the aerial knights reveal identity, that the army has seized planet Voldor, and the kingdom Windemir declares war on the unified government.
Not on mine.
I mean,
not one of mine.
Yeah, but it's it feels like, oh, this is the real threat, and this is what they're gonna do. They can use this ability to not only, enrage people, but also mind control them. It's one of the things I said, that we get a lot of Freya training and faltering and all that, and sort of getting her feet throughout most of the series. Yet we don't get that from Hayate. We should have gotten a little more even stuff, but here we get it from Frame. It's like, oh, she fell down. People were kind of laughing, and also the big entrance that the Arrow Knights make with the hologram, like they do the whole uh, what was it? It's from a cartoon. It's a cartoon movie where it's
Megamind.
the villain Mega Mind. They do the Mega Mind numbers, like it's style kind of thing.
I feel
So
like what I'm
Roy,
getting from your initial two is that you're picking
hmm
episodes from back when the show had a lot of hope. Like this might
yes,
have been like what we were getting set up for. I don't think I've got anything sub episode 10. So I
yeah.
recognize that was like it was a fairly good setup, but also we kind of get off of that track pretty quickly. All right, well, my number 4 is episode 13, Passionate Diving. On your list?
Let me check. Nope.
Okay, surprising that we're going divergent all over the place. The Macross Elysian defolds at Al Shahal just as Sigurd Bernetz is commencing a fold to Ragna and fires a single salvo which damages the Windermerian soundwave system. The Bernetz arrives before the Nun's defense fleet at Ragna, and a dimensional bomb is detonated as it takes position over the ruins. A structure rises in place of the ruins and begins to merge with the ship, amplifying Heinz's song and rapidly spreading the Farah syndrome. Elysian arrives and protects the island spaceship, which is evacuating Ragna's civilians. Freya risks her life so her song will reach Hayate, allowing him to defeat the White Knight and also overpowering Heinz so that the Elysian can fire its main gun at the Barents. The Chaos and Nun's forces retreat while Gramir dies and Royd takes command. You
Problem with that
remember it's
episode is
the
what
episode that I complained about at length for being so dissonant in its message about what was happening. Also, the action versus loss. But at the end of the day, when compared to every other episode, there's a lot going on here and a lot of shit that is actually important for the show.
I considered it, but because of that one, oh, we're gonna retreat, but we're winning. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're gonna retreat anyway. That kind of like knocked it off.
Again, if you just add everything together, like I said, those were my complaints. I spearheaded that whole complaint into a 30-minute diatribe, so I don't disagree with you. But Gramir dying, Royd taking command, and everything that has an effect on later happens in this episode. What's his name? The nuns guy exploding the bomb, that happens. The possibility that Chuck's sister is actually dead, this episode. So much important shit happens here, even if I didn't like the dissonance between loss and victory. It's still a very important episode. And not for nothing, it's still a pretty good fight scene.
Yeah.
And I said before, it's my favorite version of Freya singing that song. Run, run, run. She's diving off of the thing. Passionate Diving is the name of the episode.
Well, that was your number 3, right?
No, that's mine. Whatever. It's my number 4. You're in your number 3, though.
Okay. My number 3 is Escape Resonance, which is episode 8.
And not on mine.
Hayate, Freya, and Mirage are trapped by the Arrow Knights with Messer and the rest of the Waku make a last-ditch effort to rescue them. During this escape, Waku and the Delta Flight confront the Knights once more, and Hayate and Freya face an infected nun's ace pilot for the sake of returning him to his children. That is the last bit that I really like about that episode. Yes, I know that you have Messer, who is normal human, fighting it out with these supposedly superhuman, Windermerians and surviving, and he was wounded too.
Well, he's fighting them
Which
with
is
a
kind of
gun.
cool. Yeah.
It's not like hand-to-hand fighting, which is how Hayate gets his ass kicked. Messer is injured,
Mirage.
but shooting them from a distance with a gun. So it's, he's getting mechanical assistance.
But I really like that part of they were sort of fighting for the soul of this pilot, that got introduced in the last episode. The kid's like, no, Dad, you got to break out of it, right? And I thought that encapsulated sort of the whole issue of what we were fighting for, right? Do people have the? Yeah, you're trying to liberate the cluster, but by doing so, by taking people over, enslaving them. Shouldn't they have the choice to join you in the fight for liberation if your fight for liberation is a convincing one, right? So
I
yeah,
mean, there are people that bombs friends and enemies, as said by that other guy, which given
yeah.
no context for, given the fact that who was actually responsible for the bomb, as it turns out.
And Roy didn't counter it back then. It's like, oh well,
All right,
might be
well,
true.
my number 3 is episode 26, Eternal Walkure, the final episode.
Oh,
Is that on yours?
I thought about it, but I thought that it was just so out.
Well, I was waiting for you to
And then the
answer it. You
move.
didn't say no or anything. Being directly responsible for taking the lives of the Nuns fleet, Hines considers negotiating for peace. Hines orders Makumo to sing the Song of the Stars, sending delta waves throughout the Persinger cluster, and revealing Royd's true objective to unite the galaxy's humanoids in a hive mind, allowing the Windermerians to exceed their short lifespans. Hines and Freya resist the spell through their fold receptors, and the feelings between Hayate, Freya, and Mirage enable Chaos and Aerial Knights to break free. The combined power of Walkure releases Makumo from Royd's control, and both factions break through the Star Temple. As Makumo is rescued, Keith ends the conflict by fatally injuring Royd, while both are consumed in the destruction of the Star Temple. In the aftermath of the battle, Hines orders the remaining Windermerian forces to retreat as the Starwind sector falls. It is a culmination fight, which, I think is also one of the reasons that you ranked, like one of the last episode of Frontier high, is that it is sort of a visual spectacle.
Yeah.
Which is
But
essentially what I'm weighing this on, the fact that it is
I think Frontier did it.
I'm not comparing. I'm not
No,
coming
but the reason
here.
why I didn't put this.
I'm not coming here to compare. I'm saying that if I'm looking at all of Delta's episodes, because this isn't a list of top episodes of all of Macross, which maybe we should do when we're finished, but not all of Macross, like top 5 episodes of all of Macross. Maybe we should do, but this is just when looking at Delta, and the final episode is going to have the majority spectacle rather than anything else in the show, because that's, I assume, where most of the budget goes at the end.
Okay, why wasn't it in my list? Again, I found that it was as a ending episode, it was pretty much straightforward, and I didn't really feel the tension there.
I will tell you, Lessons, I'm not going to debate you about why things aren't in your list from 3 down. 3 down, yeah. I'm saying I had to reach to find episodes that I thought would make a top 5. My top 2 are obvious, and I would wonder why you did not put them in yours. So you don't have to defend yourself about why this one isn't there. I was just going visual spectacle, except for episode 18, which was my number 5, I thought was actually good on its own based on character direction. Now, when we're going to get to your top 2 next, and it's not one of my top 2, I feel like there's going to be a discussion.
So yeah, that's why it didn't make it to my list. So there's that. So talking about my number 2 episode, it probably is not going to be in your list.
God help you if it's sub 10 again.
No. Well, no, it isn't. It actually is episode 16.
Fuck you. I mean,
Hesitating
I understand.
Birthday.
I understand why it is. It's not the one I would have picked, though.
Aboard the island, Machina and Chuck plan a surprise party for Freya's 15th birthday. Hayate and Mirage go shopping for a present with Machina, Reina, and Chuck. On the night of the party, Freya gives a speech about her childhood on Windermere and what she did to become a member of Walker before Hayate arrives with a gift for her. Liked it because essentially is the resolution, if you think of the romance, even gets delayed until the very end. Like, oh, you have to confess your feelings. But really, this is the clincher. Emotional because, hey, it's Freya's sort of literally midlife crisis. She's 15. She could only live to 30. That speech was well done. The voice actress, I think, sold to me anyway. The fact that, yeah, where Freya was at that moment. And you can see the growth that Freya has grown quite a bit from the girl, the wild girl that I was accusing of being a liar a couple of episodes. to hear,
Because we
right?
always thought she was lying about the mayor's son thing.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's just been true the whole time, even though we never met the mayor's son, even in the movie, where it would have made sense because we met the mayor. Obviously, this wasn't on mine. But then again, I actually thought you were talking about episode 11 when you said 16, so I was confused there too.
My second episode, emotional. It should have gone there, right there with, I think this is more probably your list, which is Messer's funeral.
That's episode 11.
Yeah, so, yeah. But I put this one.
11's not my number 2, and your number 2 is not on my list. My number 2 is episode 15, Parting Resolution. Is that on yours?
Heck.
The episode right before yours? Okay. The Windermere attack force returned to their home planet for Heinz's coronation. Declaring themselves the Starwind sector, they broadcast evidence of the nuns using dimensional weapons. Influenced by the will of the previous king, Royd announces that as the rightful heirs to the protoculture, they will expand through the galaxy to destroy oppressive Earthlings and their allies, establishing a galactic empire. Heinz's singing causes all of the protocultural ruins of the Persinger cluster to transform, amplifying the Var syndrome. A nun's fleet is destroyed on approach. Obviously, for me, this is the first almost completely Windermerian-centric episode where we get all of the interplay between those characters, which I found to be very interesting. Also, it's the declaration outwardly to everybody what they're actually going to be about for the rest of the show. Even though Royd's lying, it's also Royd manipulating his way into control of everything. So for me, that's why episode 15 was more important and better than episode 16.
I understand. It's a pretty important episode, but again, didn't make it to my list.
Well, so far we've had literally no overlap, and you've got one last chance. What is your episode 1?
My episode 1 is... Let me see if I can find the number here, because I put it on the list.
To my opinion, it can only be one of 2 episodes.
It's episode 10, Axia Flash.
Well, I got a reveal for you, Lessons. My episode 1 as well. I was worried that you were going to say episode 11, the funeral episode.
No.
But we both went episode 10.
Due to his infection, Messer is reassigned, but not before he expresses his gratitude to Kaname at the Jellyfish Festival, realizing that the Windermerians have only attacked planets with ruins. Walker and Delta Flight go to the last planet, Al Shahal, and singers from both sides try to gain control of the ruins. Delta Flight are losing a battle against the Area Knights when Messer returns to save Kaname and fight Keith.
But it seems that we both got our descriptions from the same place, because it's exactly word for word.
And brutally dies at the hands of Keith.
Yeah, in the TV show, obviously.
TV show, yeah. In the movie, he dies in the arms of Kaname. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, my boy Messer, I couldn't let his death episode and sacrifice, rather, because, also reassigned to that other planet and just comes back. Because, what do I have to live for if Kaname fucking goes down in this? So, how could it not be my number 1 episode? It has the most impact. I would argue of any episode. The only thing that makes me think of anything else is the end of the second movie with Freya's dying.
Yeah.
So I was emotional with Freya dying. Not so much with Messer. Messer was an impact. For me, not an emotional one, but it's still a sense of loss.
I think the reason why I didn't put 11 there is because part of the reason was the transition was very jarring. It's like, oh yeah, they're going to go back to the planet and just be fine.
I thought you were going to say Ernest in a zoot suit. Ernest in a zoot suit. Only reason I didn't put 11 at number 1.
Yeah, no. It was like, oh, how did they escape that? And in the movie, well, actually, they didn't escape because they lost that battle badly.
They got taken captive. Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie does do a lot of better things.
Yeah, like far more sense than what happens in the TV show. Was like, oh no, we're going to go to their planet and something stop them,
Well,
I
I mean,
guess.
because the reused animation for them being captured is them getting arrested for having broken into the hospital, which doesn't make any sense. Didn't make any sense to me then. Doesn't make sense to me now.
Yeah. And so they get captured and only to escape because of Deus Machina, called Burger. It's like, oh, by the way, yeah, no, that fighter's worked. And my people took out the legs, but not the engines, which go on the legs. So you can cram everybody there. It's like, there shouldn't be any space. Because literally, there shouldn't be any engines. You took out the entirety of the legs. Right? I guess they wanted to say they took out the transformation circuit in the legs, but the way the
mechanics of that stuff does
subtitles,
not matter to
yeah,
me, so it's not something I focus on.
yeah.
It's been a long time since we had a Valkyrie that had tiny little digits inside of its tiny little digits. So I remember pointing that out in SDF Macross. Never came back.
Oh yeah, they came out of the arm.
Yeah, so that they could do like micro little work with their giant ass hands.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that has been our top 5. So I guess that's it for Delta. And next week we'll be coming back with Macross 2, the series first, and then the movie.
The OVA and the movie, yeah.
Yep. So
not that long. The series is not that long.
I know. Until then, though, I think that's it for us here. So once again, I've been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?